Okay, this is the electric service, and it's above ground. It's nice and high. This cable here, that's called the service drop. And the service drop is not supposed to be in trees like that. Alright. We come back around here. We see that we've got a nice weather mast. We got drip loops, so that's pretty good. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm looking into the sun. Now the main meter box, it should have been sealed on 3 sides, the top and the sides. So like you're going to see that the electric disconnect for the HVAC condensing unit was sealed. This should have been sealed like that. This panel, just by the wiring techniques, to me it's fairly obvious that this was a replacement, and that's a good thing. Otherwise I'd be warning you that it was too old, so that's nice. Last few years, I know it's been here for a few years, because in the last few years, and this is a safety thing, so I'm going to call it this, just have these little plastic protective boots around L1 and L2 there. And then you got the white tape on the neutral. That's a good thing. That's all a good thing. So, well, everything is so good. We got AFCI in the bedrooms. I'm assuming it's in the bedrooms. That's where it should be. This is an occupied home, so we're not going to test the AFCIs. It's just the location. So, well then what do we got? We got the service drop should not be in the trees. The breakers, circuit breakers, should not be hand labeled. They should be printed like that. We should have duplicity. This is the air conditioning. We should have air conditioning written over here as well. You can see here that we've got, 2 banks. This bank goes down 2. This bank goes down 2, and then we have an open twist out right here, an open knockout. Okay, you're not supposed to have an open knockout. People can put their fingers in there. This cabinet was screwed into place. Screwed into place. Screws are faster, screws are tighter, I get that. Just put some screws in there, Philip. We'll go to the beer store and knock off early. Oh, Doug, you're the best. I know, I'm getting a raise next week. But faster and tighter is supposed to be nailed into place. If the structure were to experience, for example, a tornado, that happens. It's happened down this street, actually. So if it was to experience a tornado, you've already got a bad day. Everybody gets that. Everything's blowed up. Everybody gets that too. But if this cabinet had been nailed in instead of screwed in, then it would stand a better chance of staying in place. At least you had a chance that wasn't afforded to you by having the panel screwed in. What else? The panel's not, we got labels. And this could have been handwritten, but the bonding location, I haven't found it yet. I've just gotten started actually. This is early in the inspection. So the bonding location is not labeled, and we can see that we got 1 ground. Alright, and probably when this panel was installed, seriously, it's always serious, but when this panel was installed, likely 2 grounds were, 2 ground to earth. 2 grounding rods within 6 feet of each other. So we're missing a grounding rod. We're missing our second ground. The bonding location is not labeled. It was nailed in. We only have 4 screws and 6 screw holes. Open knockout, hand labeling, no duplicity, and the main service drop is in the trees. And I used to think, by the way, and I learned something last weekend. I go to school. I learned something, that the trees can damage the insulation on the ground, on the insulation on the wires, and that's true. And that could make sparks and start a fire in your tree, and that's true too. But also, under the right circumstances, the current can go down the trunk of the tree and radiate as far as 50 feet around the tree. And so then it would become a shock hazard to anybody that was walking over there, thinking that they were far enough away from the wire, just looking up at it, trying to see how they're going to cut the trees. So it's kind of a safety issue. It's a bigger issue than I knew 2 weeks ago. But last weekend I learned that.